The mysterious package on my doorstep. Last week, I received a package that changed my life. I live alone in a small apartment in the city, and I'm not someone who normally receives unexpected deliveries. So when I found a plain brown box sitting on my doorstep, I was both confused and curious. There was no return address, no label, nothing to indicate where it had come from. My first thought was that it might be a mistake or some kind of promotional stunt. But as I picked it up, I felt an unusual weight. This was no ordinary box. I decided to bring it inside, my curiosity getting the best of me. Once I placed it on my kitchen table, I noticed it had been taped shut with an alarming amount of packing tape. I had to use a knife to cut through it, and when I finally pried it open, I found a smaller, intricately carved wooden box inside. The craftsmanship was remarkable. It looked antique. I opened the wooden box with trembling hands, expecting to find something mundane like a trinket or a piece of jewelry. But instead, there was a folded piece of parchment and a small brass key. The parchment had an elaborate handwritten note that read, "Dear Valentina, if you're reading this, you've been chosen to embark on a journey. Inside this box is the key to a secret only you can uncover. Trust your instincts, follow the clues, and remember, not everything is as it seems. Good luck." The note was signed with a single mysterious initial, R. I was both intrigued and a bit unnerved. My initial reaction was to dismiss it as a prank, but something about it felt too real. I decided to investigate further, starting with the key. I examined the box for any locks or hidden compartments, but found nothing. I then turned my attention to the parchment, hoping there might be more clues. The next day, I went to a local antique shop, thinking I might find some context or similar items that could explain the key. The shopkeeper, an elderly woman with a sharp gaze, took one look at the key and said, "This looks like a key to an old writing desk. Do you have any idea where it might fit?" I admitted I had no clue, but showed her the wooden box. Her eyes widened, and she asked if I'd found anything unusual. When I told her about the note, she became even more interested, asking if I could bring the box back later. Over the next few days, I received more packages, each one containing more intricate clues and puzzles. I was directed to various locations around the city: a hidden library, an abandoned warehouse, and even an old theater. Each location had its own set of mysteries and challenges, and I had to solve each one to move forward. The journey was thrilling but exhausting. I met interesting people along the way, some of whom seemed to know more than they let on. Eventually, I reached the final destination, a secluded, ivy-covered estate on the outskirts of town. The estate was filled with relics and artifacts, and in the center of a grand room stood an ornate desk. The key fit perfectly. Inside the desk drawer, I found a letter addressed to me. It explained that the entire adventure had been a test of my curiosity, intelligence, and resilience. The letter was from my great-grandfather, whom I had never met. He had left a series of challenges for me to uncover a family secret. The final revelation was both heartwarming and surreal. It turned out that my great-grandfather had been a collector of rare artifacts, and the estate was now mine to manage. He had orchestrated this elaborate scavenger hunt to ensure that someone in the family would appreciate and care for the collection. I was overwhelmed but also exhilarated. The experience had introduced me to a hidden side of my family history and to the thrill of uncovering long-forgotten secrets. So, if you ever find an unexpected package on your doorstep, don't be too quick to dismiss it. Sometimes the most extraordinary adventures begin with the most ordinary moments.